Hi guys, I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan. I'm a doctor, but I'm also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. So today you're going to be getting ready with me for a day of YouTube filming. Okay, so I am right now naked faced. I have just washed my face with our Dr. Vanita Rattan Micellar Gel Wash, and that's this one from the Dr. Vanita Rattan range, specifically for skin of color. The reason why I use it is because of the niacinamide in it. It helps control my sebum production and helps just maintain a healthy skin barrier. Then I just go in with my fatty safe moisturizer. That's our Cera-Pep, ceramide peptides, niacinamide and licorice root extract, because I like to brighten my skin. One thing I would say, the mistake people make really with all their creams is they put them on their hands and then they rub them together. And then you're wasting a very expensive product on your hands when actually you want to dot it around the face and get it to where you want it. And right now for us it's winter time and I have air conditioning on and my skin is very dry. And so actually you do really want a fatty moisturizer. Never forget the neck. A lot of us are looking down. We get something called tech neck, and so we're getting lines across our neck. So any serums, moisturizers, sunscreen you put on your face, make sure you do to your neck too. Moving on to my sunscreen, SPF 50 is key because of collagen breakdown during the day, because of UV and also melasma. So this is our Inzincable. This is one I made for skin of color. If you buy one product in the world for your skin, make sure it's sunscreen. Forget retinol, forget acids. All of that is secondary to your sunscreen. So this really is key. And I do tend to prefer mineral sunscreen over chemical because I get melasma. And so for me, I want anti-inflammatory sunscreen. So that's what zinc is. Zinc is anti-inflammatory. In addition, in here we put in Melashield, which is a UV stable tyrosinase inhibitor. So it continues to work on my hyperpigmentation throughout the day too. All right, so that's my skincare done. I'm just gonna go into my makeup now. How are you guys? I feel like we don't really have relaxing conversations when it comes to our YouTube videos. Oh, I've got some hair on my face. Usually I'm, go straight into teaching and we don't really get to have a little chat. So I thought today, let's do something a little bit different and let's just talk about what's going on in our lives. I want to know what's going on in your life. If you could write down below how you're feeling, what your goals are. It is January and it is a bit of probably one of the strangest Januaries I've had. Usually at this point, I'm very set on what I'm going to be doing, over the next 12 months. My resolutions are there. I'm hitting the ground running. Whereas now I feel slightly differently. I'm just putting my foundation on, by the way. So this I'm using Giorgio Armani. Giorgio Armani does have denatured alcohol in it, and the only reason I'm happy using it is because I'm wearing it on top of 2 layers of skincare. So basically, any water that's evaporating from my skin, from the denatured alcohol, is not coming from my skin, it's coming from my moisturizer and my sunscreen. Yeah, so how are you guys feeling with your goal setting? I think I've got a rough idea of what I want to do this year. For me, my main thing is always how can I add the most amount of value to you? And time is short. I feel like whatever I do, it has to make a big impact. It has to really be worth helping. It has to be something that's going to be big enough that's going to help hundreds of thousands of people, and so I'm always looking for something that doesn't exist that we desperately need, rather than basically creating another Me Too anything, because I may as well just recommend to you whatever else is on the market. So this year I've got a few little things that I want to do. So we're first off, I'm doing a brand new website, and on the website I'm going to be putting more blogs on there, written blogs. So I think some of you like to read rather than watch a full 20-minute video, and so actually that's quite, this is new and it's not working. Hold on one second. And we have concealer. Okay, so this is again Maybelline. So there's a little technique that people are doing right now, by the way. They're doing this and then they're doing this. And then do up here and up here and up here and up here, just to give you more of a facelift. I'm 38. I always tell you that because even that number shocks me. But anyway, so this is when fine lines are happening, etc. yeah, so some of the things I'm doing for you guys, I've got, yeah, the blog section of the website should be really exciting. Once I've finished making all our products, which I think hopefully by April, May time, I've got about 20-25 products coming out. Then it should all be done by April, May time. That's the hope, you know, COVID permitting. And then I'll create a whole quiz for you for your skincare. So people are always saying, Dr. V, can you do consultations? I can't do consultations for, you know, hundreds of thousands of people. I don't have time. But what I can do is to create either an AI app, or on the website we'll do a little bit like a, you know, like a quiz on how to create your own skincare routine. So that should be quite beneficial. I think the other thing that's really helping people is our Facebook group, because it's a very safe space. It's a private Facebook group, and you can ask other people their advice, and you can upload your photos. It's a really nice place to talk about your skincare and any mistakes you're making or advice you want. I highly recommend you join that Dr. V Sock family if you haven't already. I think the group's at about 7,000 now, so it's quite a large group, and it's international, which means that if you're, for example, in Dubai and you're looking for a nail-safe moisturiser, you can put that into the group, and we're going to have many people from Dubai who know what nail-safe means and can help you. So yeah, that's quite a nice place to be, and it's a safe space because I make sure it's safe. Anyone that's mean is not allowed in my group. It's a private group. Okay, so I tend to basically just matte down this part of my face, and I like this bit to be a little bit more glowy. If you guys don't already know, I use Sheer Fluid Giorgio Armani for my cheeks. I feel like liquid blush at this age is just more flattering. I tend to go up here, and later I might even do it here as well, just to bring it all together. I'm really natural with my makeup on YouTube days. My lips get so dry. And make sure you got your Vaseline. This is key. I think all our children need to have a tub of this in their school bag. And don't forget your drink. So this is my collagen drink. I will be releasing this for you hopefully in February. 8 grams marine collagen, but it's got so much more in here. I will discuss it properly. Oh, okay, I'll tell you a few bits in here now. So for skin of color, there are a few differences. Number one, if you live in the West or you live in a cooler climate than you were evolved to live in, you tend to have less vitamin D in your system because of our melanin. And so vitamin D affects your mood and it affects your bones. This is why bones can ache, for example, if you're Indian and you live in a cold country, especially in the winter. And also you tend to get more depressed. So this affects us more. And so I basically put vitamin D in here because most of us are lacking in vitamin D. Also, we have less ceramides in our skin, which means that our skin tends to get drier faster, which means it's duller. And especially with age, this only gets worse. So in here, I put hyaluronic acid. So that's your water magnet, which then goes to the skin and helps plump up your skin. In addition, I've put in antioxidants. So we get free radicals not only from UV hitting our skin, but free radicals, 90% of them are being generated from inside, from our mitochondria. And that leads to premature aging. So in here, I've loaded this with antioxidants. I've put in vitamin C, vitamin E, niacinamide, which is also great for your skin barrier. I've done the whole vitamin B complex. I've put in here copper and zinc, which help with hyperpigmentation and even your skin tone. I've also put in here folic acid, selenium, so those people who are trying to get pregnant, that's quite helpful for that too. And I've basically put in 100% of your recommended daily allowance in all of them. So it's pretty much like one drink that has all the nutrients that we need. I feel like with age, we tend to, you know, maybe not have such a varied diet, especially if you're a busy mom and you really don't have a huge amount of time. So this is just, I've made it for myself and then now I'm making it for you. And I do this really fun thing as well, where I make these into gummies as well, which I'll make a video for you on collagen gummies using my collagen powder. So it's called Collagen Boost. It will be available in February from our website, Skincare by Dr. V. Yeah, anyway, enough on collagen. Let's talk about makeup. So I do have an idea of something I want to do this year. It's incredibly ambitious and I don't know if you want me to do it, and it's going to take a huge toll on my family to do this, but I think it could be so great for us globally. So I'm just going to put it out there and put it into the world and find out your thoughts on this. I would love to do a world book tour with our Skin Revolution book. If you don't know about this already, this is Skin Revolution. I wrote it with HarperCollins for my Skin of Colour family globally. This is my love letter to all of you. It's available on Amazon, everywhere. But I would love to come to your countries to actually do a Q&A, do the book launch, come and vlog your country as well and improve knowledge of all of your countries on social media. And also I'd love to collaborate with YouTubers in every country. So I think I really just want to come to your country and meet you in person, because so much of what I do is from my bedroom. I'm literally here, you know, talking to my camera 3 days a week, and I get to read your comments. But how great would it be if I could actually meet you in person? I think that would just be such a dream come true, because you're the reason I did all of this. You're the reason I wrote this book. You're the reason we have this Facebook group and I make these products and everything. It's for you. So to actually meet you in person would be such an amazing experience for me. And my husband's really supportive, thank God. And yeah, we just sort of discussed if I went away for a week at a time, or, you know, 1.5 weeks at a time, how we would cope and how, you know, we would manage with the kids. So touch wood, I'm so blessed with an amazing husband, because this has always been one of my dreams anyway. So it's something I'd love to do. If this is something that you think would be helpful, can you just write down what countries you're from? Because I'm just putting together a list of basically where the majority of you are from. I'm not going to be able to go everywhere, of course, but I want to at least, you know, do the best I can do from, you know, sincerely from my heart. So if you could just write down the countries you're from, then we'll amalgamate it and see where the most number of people are from. I'll also go into my Facebook group and do a poll there as well, just to see which cities are the best cities to get to. So yeah, that's, I wasn't actually going to say anything, but that's one of my dreams for this year. You know how I tell you guys everything? I haven't even spoken to HarperCollins about this. I'm about to have a meeting with them in about 4 hours. So I'm going to let them know that I've discussed this now on my YouTube channel. So we have to do it. Oh my goodness. You know, so my eyebrows are always wrong. I always get comments in the comment section about my eyebrows. Like, Dr. V, sort that out. What is that? And every time I'm always lifting my eyebrows. So if it's even a bit wonky, it looks ridiculous. I did one video with Susan Yara, I don't know if you guys have watched it, where literally one of my eyelashes are coming off. It's like up in the air, and people are so gracious, they didn't actually comment, but I know what they were thinking. It's terrible. So this is one eyebrow done, and I do the eyebrow test where I literally do this to make sure that it's not wonky underneath. I'm going to go actually on Saturday, this Saturday, to get my eyebrows tattooed. So if you want me to do a video on that, just write that down below for me as well. I've seen it look so natural on some people, but then sometimes it can look almost like a block on your eyebrow, which I don't like either, because I want it to look natural. So I'm a little bit nervous, but I quite like the photos of the lady that will be doing it for me, so I will take you on that journey and see her technique. So I'm just going to set my brows now. So I'm just using, what am I using? 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. I need a gel to keep everything in place, because I do feel like my hair has a life of its own. Okay, so I love this palette. I'm sure you guys have seen me use this quite a few times now. This is the MAC palette. And for my skin tone, it just works. And it's just very professional palette. And if I do the World Book Tour, I'll be taking the palette with me. And I use my finger, especially for the inner part, because when I want maximum pigment on my eyelid, not on the brush. So I don't mind using a brush for blending or to do cat eye, but I wouldn't use it when I'm trying to pat pigment down to get maximum impact. And I always go from light to dark. Some people can get away with, you know, dark more than I can. Like black eyeshadow, I look horrendous. Honestly, like, oh gosh, it's a bit of a disaster. But we all have to go through that disaster growing up, at least once, I think. Okay, so then what I do is I literally use the back of a tube of anything. And I've got two main brushes that I do my eyeshadow with. I've got the fluffy brush from MAC. I need to clean these brushes. I can see now in the camera. And then I use a smaller brush to blend out anything. So basically I start with my transition color. So you always go with like peach color or something that's in between this and your darker color. So I'll probably do these two. And matte. So you don't go shiny, you always go matte. So basically what we're trying to do is just create a nice sharp line here like this. And I basically put it where I want it to be darkest. And it literally, this is what I do. I go about 10 to 15 strokes like this. Yeah. Then I circular motion on my brow bone because I'm trying to also almost eliminate it. And then window wiper like this. So I'm blending it across, and that's your transition color. Okay, so that's just basically the transition that I'm going to do. So it doesn't go straight from white to dark, because otherwise that's what I used to at university, and it wasn't a good look. Back then we used to have those disposable cameras. Do you remember? I don't know if you're my age, but we didn't even have Facebook, so we could get away with crazy eyeshadow. And we had no blending brushes. We didn't even know what transition was. Such a funny time. I feel so sorry for kids of this generation where they can't hide. Every mistake they make is seen for the world. Okay, then I go in with a slightly darker color and I just pop it in the corner. Literally, I try not to move too much. Keep it there. I just blend up and down. It just gives a tiny bit to the inner, but I don't go past the middle point. That's it. And then you can just see it's a sharp contour, and again with a darker color. And again, and here you want to just try and keep the angles as similar as possible. So here, this, here, and there we go. Sharp line. And I'm going to do the eyeliner, mascara, and then pop on my lashes. Okay, so I'm just getting a bit closer now so you can see. I'm using Schwing black eyeliner. You can just buy it from Amazon. And so basically just do a dot here and a dot here. And I keep the dots as even as possible. And then I just do literally like join up the line. I used to love the MAC pot where you had the angled brush. This is so much harder to use because it's a fine tip. So I try and just almost like imprint it like a tattoo. So it took me ages to figure out what shape eyeliner suited me. And this is such a wild shape for most people. Most people would never do something so sharp. But for me, because my eyes go a little bit down and I'm trying to pull them up, my eyeliner has to go up, otherwise, so that your eye goes in this direction. I'm just going to do the same on this side. Okay, so that's basically eyeliner done. Then I go in with my Huda Legit lashes. This is so black, and I love that, especially for our skin tone. And usually I find it quite hard to remove black makeup from my face. This is why I made the oil melting cleanser, which finally we are manufacturing. So I don't know if you guys follow me or you've purchased it and you've seen the whole drama when it came to Cithrol, the one ingredient missing from so we couldn't manufacture oil melting cleanser. But finally we managed to, we've at least got the first 1,000 out. And the remaining batch will happen in February. But manufacturing during COVID truly is very stressful, especially cosmetics, where if even you're missing one ingredient, you can't carry on. So each product will contain easily 50 ingredients, maybe more. And can you imagine that you've had to chase 50 different suppliers for each ingredient? And if even one ingredient is delayed or doesn't arrive, the entire batch can't be made. And so this is why I've decided I'm going to stop doing pre-sales and pre-orders, because you just can't predict, they themselves, feel sorry for them too, the suppliers. They can't predict when they're getting ingredients. So just affects the entire supply chain. Next, moving on to the eyelashes. So these are from Eyelure and they're called Dramatic. I get asked about my eyelashes quite a lot, so it's this one, Eyelure Dramatic, and I tend to reuse them as much as I can. I use black duo glue so that you can't see it. I used to use the white one, do you remember? And then you could see the white glue on your eyelid every time you look down, which I'm always looking down because I'm usually looking at a script. And so basically just pop it out and make sure you get the corners. That's the most important thing. The worst thing after my Susan Yara video was realizing that I'd missed the corner and that bit is coming up. So you do this and then I just wiggle it and I leave it on the box for 1 minute. I do not recommend this if you have eczema on your eyelids or any form of irritation on your eyelids or at the base of the hair follicle, because this is only going to aggravate the situation. If you have eczema on eyelids, I have got a whole video for you, but I wouldn't recommend lashes. While I'm just letting the glue set, I basically contour my lips. So a lot of people ask what lipstick I wear. I tend to wear at least 2, if not more. So I always start off with a dark lip balm. Lip liner. So this is Night Moth. If I'm going for the no makeup look, I would literally do this plus Vaseline, pat it down, and we're good to go. I'll show you what that looks like. So it's really hard to do it in here. I'm just going to do it in my mirror. Okay, so you just do this and then you do this. So if you're going for the no makeup look, this is good enough, and you've got Vaseline on your lips and your lips are hydrated, and I really recommend doing this if you're, you know, just out and about. If, however, you are doing a YouTube video or a series of YouTube videos, then you might need to put on a bit more pigment. So this one is Gossip Girl from Huda, and I tend to go with a lighter color. So this one is Kylie, and I put that in the middle. Makes your lips glow. So yesterday I was reading my Audible book. So for the book, I've got to prepare reading out loud, and I'm dyslexic, so I'm already nervous. And I was reading to my daughter yesterday the book, and I was thinking, is she even going to be interested in this? I mean, it's a textbook, you know, how interested is this child going to be? But you know, when I'm reading, I'm performing. I feel like I'm on stage and I'm literally moving my arms around and I'm really teaching this thing, even though it's just the voice you can hear. And I was watching her face and she was like, Mommy, I love this. This is so exciting. And I just thought, really? A textbook? You find a textbook exciting? But 2 pages in, my voice started cracking because I put so much energy when I'm talking. And I'm really nervous because we start filming Audible on Tuesdays. I've literally got 5 days between now and Tuesday to try and keep my voice as quiet as possible, not shout at the children, which didn't work out very well yesterday because they're being very naughty, and try and do all my YouTube videos today so that I can give my voice a rest. I don't know why my voice gets so I think it's because I'm so loud. Like, I'm never sitting quietly. Usually if I'm with friends, I'm the loudest person in the restaurant or wherever we are. And this takes a toll on my voice. I'm just going to quickly contour my face. So I'm using the Vanity Fair, and I bought a couple of these really great brushes, contouring brushes. So I've got 2, one for under the eye. I'll show you what this one looks like. And always, you should have dark and light brushes. And you never want to mix your under cheekbone brush with your highlighter brush or your, matte contouring brush. So keep light. You need to have 2 sets, basically, I would recommend. So let's go with the light one first. So it's got the flat end, which I basically use for under my eye. So I just go here and here, okay? And sometimes here. I don't tend to contour my nose too much. I did have a rhinoplasty and I'm actually quite happy with my nose, so I don't really do much when it comes to my nose. I don't know if you guys have watched my assumptions video, but I got asked what procedures I'd had done, and I'm very open about everything, just because I wish people had been open with me when I first decided to get it done. And one of my families was actually quite open, and she had a rhinoplasty and said it was the best thing that she'd ever done. And I was very insecure about my nose, and actually just hearing that just made me feel less alone. And that's one of the reasons why I talk about everything very openly because I know at a younger age when you don't know which way's up, which way's down, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. It's nice to have someone who's gone through it to, you know, openly talk about it. So yeah, so this is the really long story as to why I don't contour my nose. But what I might do is just do the end, boop, and that just shortens it. It's so cool, isn't it, what you can do with makeup? Because yeah, basically, it just, it's so nice. If you're trying to create a slightly sharper jawline, you just go like this as well with the darker color. Again, and you just do this. And it basically creates a shadow under your jawbone. So it separates the face. I'm just gonna pop on my lashes now. So the smaller side on the inside, I'm just gonna do it in the mirror. So if I just hold it here, I tend to just blink like this. It just becomes like second nature, I think. The first few times you do it, I would even say for the first year, I was constantly taking it off again and redoing it. Give it a good wiggle before you put it on. And it should start to feel quite tacky and sticky. So then you just put it again as close as, I'm trying to do it for you so you can see it. Can you see that? Okay, then I can literally just squint and I can feel where I'm placing it. There we go, can you see that? And I just pop it on. And because it's black duo glue, it's a bit more forgiving on your black eyeliner. You can't really see it so much. And that's it, boom, your whole face changes as soon as you put your lashes on. I'm just going to do earrings and I'm going to quickly do my hair. So I'm just going to use the Dyson, just really as quick as possible. Maybe just do a little puff here and then a few curls, and I think we're good to start filming. Okay, so I'm just separating, just doing like a little half ponytail type thing at the top. Twist it, push it up. It's quite easy. And I'm just going to straighten the edges and just use some bobby pins to keep this in place. But I do like a little puff on the top. I feel like it just evens out your face. Also, if you could let me know if you've got any other ideas, any big ideas, things that you really think are going to help millions of us that haven't been done before that we need, can you please write them down below? One very cool thing you guys did in our Facebook group was you did a poll and told me what videos you want me to make for you, which I just thought was so cool. And so obviously I'm gonna power through those. And they were excellent questions. You know, the questions you ask are just, you know, you blow me away, honestly. Okay, so then I'm just gonna split up some of this, and I'm gonna use my Dyson Airwrap. I highly recommend you get these because they don't have teeth and so they don't pull on your hair. So what I do is I just section it off and I just do a little bit and I just do this and just let it wrap by itself. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I use the cool setting so you can push it down and the cool setting happens. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Use this tooth to basically keep it in place. And if you want to use another one at the top, you can. So just do this, and that's it, done. And you might, if you want to keep it in place for a long time, then you can use your hairspray, and then that's just set it. And in about 15 minutes, once I've finished doing all of this, then I will take it out and got some curls. Okay, so I've basically just quickly done it everywhere. I'm just going to do a quick spritz of this and then I'm going to let it all out. So also the other thing is if you guys could write down products that don't exist for us that you want me to make for you down below. A few things I'm working on behind the scenes is something for body stretch marks. Our Body Inzincable has just passed SPF 50 rating and I love it. We're still working on the matte version of the mineral SPF 50 and I'm making it tinted using capsular technology because I want it to be as inclusive as possible and cover as many shades of brown and black as possible, which happens basically the more you rub it, the more the capsules burst on the skin and matches your skin tone. So that's a very, very cool new technology that I'm going to be incorporating with our matte Inzincable, but we're not there yet, and you know we're much closer than we were about 6 months ago, but this is the reason why it doesn't exist, is because it's very hard to do. And also we've got the hair care range for hair growth. That should be coming out later on this year, plus our Trio Blemish Kit for acne, red marks and brown marks, specifically for skin of colour, should also be coming out in a few months. So these are all the things that are, you know, en route to you. But if there's anything else that you think doesn't exist that we need for skin of colour, please write it down below. We'll also be tackling keratosis pilaris, so chicken skin or bumpy skin, as well. So yeah, just let me know what am I missing that you need, and you know I will make it for you. Okay, so take time to take down the hair. So do it really gently. Try not to pull any strands of hair out. And this is why I like these type, which don't really have anything sharp in them. That's, you know, quite blunt on the skin. And then when you let it loose, it just leaves a little curl, and that's it. So easy. Okay, so I'm just going to do this for the rest of the head. Then today I think I've got about 4 scripts I need to film for you for YouTube. If I can do more, I will. I've got a really great set for, you know, you guys have asked me for skincare throughout the decades. So today I've covered 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s. So that should be quite fun. I've done it for The Ordinary, but this is just generally, and obviously Dr. V approved products too. There is one other thing that I was potentially thinking of. So I'm teaching my daughter obviously how to make soaps, and teach her how to make, you know, creams, etc. But would you like me to teach your children this too? Is this something that they would be interested in? If so, I will make some videos with Sienna on it. But she loves it. I think at this age they tend to want to do whatever mummy is doing, and so they're excited by, you know, whatever we're doing, and I want to take full advantage of that while they're still interested in mummy. I think in a few years she will be over me and onto the next cool thing, and it won't be mummy. So if you do want me to teach your kids as well how to make soaps, let me know. And we made something else that was specifically for Josh's eczema, that healed his eczema, and we call it Sienna's Calm Balm, which is basically a stick that's fat that doesn't go all over your hands, and as soon as you put it on the skin, it melts into the skin and it creates a second layer of skin for your child, and the skin recovers very quickly. Right now it's winter, and for my son he gets eczema on his hips because his pants are rubbing right there and it's cold, and we have less ceramides in our skin, so our kids are going to be more prone to eczema. So we haven't manufactured this or anything. This is just something that we make, and you know, I make in the lab with Sienna, and you know, we give to Josh. But if you do want us to make Sienna's Calm Balm available for kids with eczema, then can you also write that down below. I'm potentially maybe thinking about more Gen Z products that don't really fit in with, you know, high actives that I'm doing, but are really fun and useful and helpful to kids. So potentially might be some more collaborations in the future with Sienna. But if you want to see more of that as well, let me know, because you know I'm just here for you. So you tell me what you want. Right, I've done enough chatting. I'm sure you're all bored of me by now. So this is basically the end. I love this. This is amazing. It no longer, I used to use this so much. I used to pull my hair, and now my hair feels much thicker. So I definitely recommend the Dyson Airwrap. Please do follow me on YouTube. You know I'm in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single video. Don't forget to download your free guide for 2022. Skincare is down below. If you downloaded last year's one, that was fine, but this one's even more updated with newer products, etc. And do come and follow me on Instagram as well. I've got 2 accounts, Skincare by Dr. V and Dr. Vanita Rattan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.